It is 5 o'clock, so good evening, or good afternoon, and welcome to our call board meeting for budget planning and public comment. We'll call the meeting to order. Madam Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to welcome everyone who is joining us in person or watching online at Rebel TV. The purpose for this call meeting is for public comment for the FY 2024 proposed operating budget for the Benton County school system. And with that, I'd like to invite Director of Finance Susan Wynn forward, please.
Madam Superintendent, Board, welcome. It's a wonderful afternoon, and welcome to our budget meeting. So this afternoon, we're going to cover our topics to cover our projected budget for our general fund for 2024, our special revenues, our capital projects, and then we're going to talk about the Benton County School System strategic plan and budgets. Next one, and then we'll take questions and comments. So, the General Assembly started its 40-day session on January the 9th, and it finished the session very early this year on March the 29th, and then the governor signed the state budget on Friday, May the 5th. And in that budget, the FY 24 Appropriations Act provides a $2,000 increase for certified personnel in our Georgia school districts. So even though we're a charter system, we choose to continue to use the state salary scale for determining the annual salaries for our certified employees. So we have a local supplement for all certified staff that was restored from 5% to 6% of state-based salary in FY19. And that increased from 6% to 8% in FY22. So what we're proposing, we're building our FY24 budget, giving all certified staff the $2,000 increase, along with step increases, as well as the local increase on the 8% of the $2,000. And then all classified staff will receive a raise and any step increases that they're qualified to receive. And to give an example, you have to work 120 days to be qualified to have a step increase during the year. And in FY22, we started restructuring our classified salary schedules, and we implemented our first phase of putting all classified employees on the salary schedule and updating the starting salaries for different classes of employees, as well as making our step increases percentages uniform, so that most scales have a 2% increase between each step. So we're continuing our second phase now in FY24 of restructuring those classified scales. We're proposing updating our starting salaries so that $12.50 is the lowest starting hourly rate that we have for classified employees. And this would update the salary scales for parents, for school nutrition workers, custodians, and receptionists. So to give you an example, our current step 0 starting pay for a para with a high school degree and a custodian at step 0 is $10.69. So that would change to $12.50. And then we have a 2% step increase in each step on those scales. So it would continue from there. And then all other classified scales will receive anywhere from a 1% to 100% increase in the scale in order to remain competitive salaries for those positions. And to kind of explain a little bit further, with a step increase and a scale that receives a 1% change, then that employee gets a 3% raise with their step increase. And we also propose changing the rate of calculation for our extracurricular trips to reflect bus drivers' straight hourly rate, and overnight trips is 8 hours of sleep time is required. So 8 hours on an overnight trip, the bus driver has to sleep, so they won't be compensated for that, but they would receive their straight hourly pay for that. And then to continue, we propose paying bus drivers $30 for each double route that they drive. And any driver who works more than 40 hours when in weeks Monday through Sunday, will be paid overtime for those hours at a rate of 1.5 times their regular pay. And we propose substitute bus drivers are to be paid $15 an hour for 4 hours. And then we propose substitute rates for pay to be $12.50 for substitutes in each of the departments. Substitutes for teachers, for paraprofessionals, for custodians, school nutrition, and mechanics. So to continue on with benefits, in the FY24 budget, the state health benefit plan with that changes. The employer cost for all certified health care coverage changed effective January 1st of 2023. It increased from $945 per month to $1,580 per month per employee. Now, the state funds the cost for certified employees' health care coverage that are paid for in the district's general fund in our Fund 100 account. But the increased cost of all classified health care coverage will be phased in over a 3-year period. So beginning on January 1st of 2024, employer costs for all classified health care will increase from the current $945 per member per employee per month to $1,195. And then at the end of the 3 years, the cost for the classified will be the same as the cost for the certified at $1,580 per month. And we also propose for the board to continue to fund a portion of each employee's single health care insurance coverage at $76.58 per month and single insurance coverage at $27.73 per month. This is a benefit worth $1,251.72 per employee per year, and the benefit of working for the Benton County school system. And I do want to say these are projected rates, and we don't know at this time if these rates will increase in January of 2024. And our TRS rates is currently at 19.98%. For 23, and that will remain that same rate for 24. But we do know in FY25 the TRS will go to 20.78%. And then to talk a little bit about our projected revenue, in FY24, the Georgia State Department of Education, our initial QE earnings sheet, gives us a total funding of $12,538,000 for 218.76 funded positions. To compare that to FY23, we have our initial QE earnings allotment sheet gave us $13,504,000 for 221.42 funded positions. So that's a net decrease of $966,000 and a loss of 2.66 earned positions for FY24. And to look at our sales ratio, we received our 2021 sales ratio August the 4th, 2022, from the Department of Audits. It was 36.54 for 2020 and 30.35 for 2021, which is why we had the county-wide reevaluation last year. But we've not received our sales tax ratio at this time for this year. It probably will come out sometime in August again like it did last year. But for our general fund, we have a healthy fund balance. We are debt-free, and we're earning and not having to pay interest, which is a wonderful place to be. So to continue and touch on our special revenues for FY24, and just to kind of let everybody know what the special revenues are, those are funds that are used to account for and report the proceeds of specific revenue sources, and they're restricted or committed to expenditures for specified purposes other than debt service and capital projects. So there are things which our next slide can give you a list of all of our special revenue that we have. Title 1, I'm not going to read all of them. Title 1, Title 2, all of our title funds, all of our Perkins funds, school nutrition, our IDA funds, ESSER funds, ARP funds. But one thing that I'm very excited to say is we get to have 4 pre-K classrooms this coming year. So instead of 3, that's my biggest happiest thing is we get to have 4 classrooms of pre-K children, and that's gone so exciting. And all these little kids are pre-K. But then to continue on, we have our ESSER fund. There are all the L4G4 funds, opportunity funds, and the ESSER Spark funds have provided money for all of our schools, school supplies for all of our children for the 3rd year in a row, as well as positions that have been funded with the ESSER Spark funds. And at our next public budget meeting in August, Mr. Ansley will have the ESSERs to cover those in more detail for that public budget meeting and planning. So then to continue with our SLOST for 2024, we are so very thankful to all the Fannin County citizens and their support on the special purpose local option sales tax for education. SLOST has provided for system-wide remodeling, renovating, and upgrading at all of our schools. SLOST has provided a career agricultural education, GTAE Center, the new staff development center, the new transportation center, and local land acquisitions for future projects. SLOST also provides HVAC, textbooks, telephone and communication systems, system technology, vehicles, safety and security equipment, upgrades to print and electronic media collections, and replacement of nutritional equipment. And we have a list of our 24 categories that is being used in planning our SPOS budget. So there's categories for curriculum, STEM, school allocation, media, technology, photocopiers, transportation, automotive, school nutrition, agriculture, Fannin County School System equipment, Fannin County School System construction SPOS projects, the stadium drain project, health wellness project, and softball baseball project. So those are our categories for our 24 budget for the SPOS. And looking at our SPOS revenue projections, SPOS revenue was $9,547,487.08 in FY22, and projected to be $10,142,487.19 for FY23. So, being conservative, for FY24, I'm projecting revenue at $9,760,000. So that's using our average collection over the last 24 months. Is a more conservative projection. And we are currently effectively saving 3.53 meals at our current cost of 1 meal, which is currently worth $2,768,289.02 by receiving SPOS dollars funded by everyone visiting and making purchases in Fannin County. So that's a wonderful savings.
That's our local land personal tax.
That is a wonderful savings that all the visitors are paying for.
That's a good excuse and reason to vote.
Very much so.
If you own property in Fannin County, the SPOS tax for education is a no-brainer.
It is, and we have the lowest millage rate of the county, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, of all the counties in Georgia.
It's allowed us to roll that millage rate back for 8 years in a row.
We have always rolled it back, and that is a blessing. It's very wonderful. I believe that's still our anticipated thing to do. But so that gives us our projections on our SPOS. But then to continue on, this topic is to cover our Fannin County School System Strategic Plan and how it relates to budgets. And that's a little different from what you've heard before, but it's part of being an exemplary board is making sure that the budget supports the strategic plan. So this gets a little bit detailed. So really it's kind of easier to explain it by saying, here's our strategic goal. Strategic goal number 1 is to attain a high level of student achievement. And under that goal, we have an action step 2, which will continue to provide them as needed when our CARES funds ends. So these are examples of how we are completing action step 2 of providing technologies to students and faculty to facilitate that personalized learning process. So then, to move on to our next one, strategic goal 1, attaining a high level of student achievement. Action step 3 is to design learning tasks and opportunities that are challenging, require problem solving, capitalize on student interest, and promote creative but valuable solutions. While teachers within our STEM programs, our CPA programs, and our fine arts programs consistently provide opportunities and learning tasks to students that are challenging, require problem solving, capitalize on student interest, and promote creative but viable solutions. Our engineering students and welding students recently collaborated and worked together on an electric car that performed extremely well at the Technology Student Association TSA competitions. And our carpentry students built sets for our theater department to successfully perform plays. Our healthcare students take part in real-world simulations and clinical rotations that mimic the healthcare industries. The funds for these programs come from many areas of our budgets, including the general fund, SPOS funds, and our Perkins funds. So then our strategic goal 2, develop organizational effectiveness. Action step 2 is to leverage the power of in-house professional learning communities to support school and district goals. Our QBE staff development budget in our general fund provides funds to all schools and the district for staff development. We're able to host in-house professional learning for teachers and other staff members at our staff development center. And in action step 3, nurture and support new teachers and leaders through the new teacher induction plan and the leadership consortium. Our Title IIA, improving teacher quality, provides for stipends for both new teachers and mentor leaders to work with all new teachers in the induction plan throughout the school year. The Inspiring Leaders Academy, in partnership with UNG, has also been funded with Title IIA funds to help build our leadership pipeline and increase the number of employees in the Fannin County school system with an educational leadership endorsement. So then our strategic goal 2, develop organizational effectiveness. Strategy B, build relationships within the school community to foster a positive, safe, and innovative learning environment. And that action step 2 is to prioritize building relationships with each learner, reaching out, particularly to students who may be struggling in the classroom or are not engaged in the school community through counseling, advisement, and mentoring. And our general fund pays for extra teachers, instructional staff members, counselors, a social worker, and a graduation coach. The general fund also pays for extra teachers with our new Impact Academy at the Fannin County High School, which was created to provide opportunities for more students to graduate high school. And the CARES Fund pays for our licensed clinical social worker. And all of these positions, along with all teachers and support staff members, including school nutrition workers, bus drivers, and custodians, work together to build relationships with our students. And then we have our strategic goal 3, which is ensuring stakeholder support and satisfaction. And that action step 3 is develop an early learning partnership with businesses, with public and private organizations, and the community at large as we strive to get Georgia Reading to improve early literacy in our area. So we hosted our Get Georgia Reading meeting on May the 17th from 1:30 to 2:15 p.m. We had 48 guests invited to the meeting, which was held at the Staff Development Center, Flexible Seating Training Room, and held virtually. And one of the goals for this meeting was to put books in the hands of children. So we utilized still more if people need books, we still have more that we can give out. So, again, does anyone have any questions or comments?
I have one. How is the bus driver's salary calculated? Is it per?
That it is an hourly rate. The state has a scale, and then there's local pieces of that bus driver scale. But bus drivers are paid for 4 hours a day for doing their regular routes. But then extracurricular routes used to be based on a lot of different, and that's where we're proposing changing the extracurricular routes to the hourly rate. Because it used to be different amounts for extracurricular.
Is that 2 hours morning, 2 hours evening?
Their normal job, yes, sir.
Is that rated at 10 points? Whatever the minimum wage is?
No, sir, we've got the state bus driver scale with our others, and that will be in our scales at our other meeting, when we're finished. So it's not, I don't have those scales with me.
Yes.
Yes, it does, but it's above that. It does need that, yes, sir.
So it's 4 hours times that fee each day.
It's 4 hours time, whatever hourly rate that they're on, and they're on steps.
Right. Plus the benefits of insurance, et cetera.
Correct. They also receive all the health insurance and the dental insurance, and that cost that, is going up each month for the health care coverage that we pay.
Those state funding, positions, did we lose them because of COVID? Is that part of the issue?
I don't know if it's that or just changing the number of students, like we're gaining a third classroom for pre-K this year. So, your numbers can fluctuate year to year.
Mr. Deweese usually does FTE, it's based on like a 3-year average, and Ms. Lily can speak to that, to detail. But if our enrollment goes down, then the state obviously do like more per pupil, so
That's for the 900,000.
Yes, sir. And it can go up and it can go down because it fluctuates.
Our student population has gone down over the past several years. I know we've lost, that number, but it's quite a few. If that's the,
Any other questions, comments?